Hey, I'm Todd. I'm back. Hey, I just want to talk about this one beautiful, wonderful thing that I always wanted. I finally got. I got the Pandora's box, and only thing I've been playing yesterday was King of Fighters. Yesterday, after I got off work. I can't get for revenues for YouTube, so I'm happy that I work so because I can't pay on YouTube for no fun. So when I do these videos, I'm doing it for fun reasons. I love having fun doing these videos where I get likes or no likes or whatever. I'm not gonna be using that like button or whatever and stuff like that. Thumbs up. It's all depending on you people out there who watching the video, so it doesn't matter. But what I want to talk about today, you see it right there, that I'm talking about the price of cartridge and video games that I always want to enjoy when I was, back in the 90's when the Neo Geo were released and I wanted to play these games. Now, back then in the 90's, and people wonder why I would pay $70 for a Blu-ray, sorry for belching, the Blu-ray copy of PS5 games. Now, the reason why I would pay $70 for the PS5 game, because that's cheap, to be honest. And especially we in the gigabyte era. Back then, Neo Geo was in the megabyte era. And look how much their games used to cost back then. And the system itself used to be $600 versus today, system not that much. Versus back then in the 90's, Neo Geo cartridge was a megabyte system. And their cartridge was up to $200. Let me say that again, people. $200 or more. And repeat that again. $200 and more just for cartridge. And they was a megabyte. Today we dealing with gigabytes. Okay. And back then, even though them games was beautiful back then in the 90's, in that time frame, for that much money for a cartridge that cost $200 something or more, because I love Ninja Comeback. I love that game. Today, on the PS5, for the game that costs $70, I don't see what everybody complain about. But these are the age of the kids that's growing up today versus my yesterday, in my retro years. I always wanted a Neo Geo, and I couldn't even afford one, man. I never forget that I used to go to Century Mall, on the north side of Chicago, and I used to see the system there with the games and everything else. Even though I would get the system, but look how much it costs for the games itself. The game itself was unbelievably expensive. The games is $200 something, and you can't believe how much Sunrise Showdown costed when they were first released. But that's when the SNK Neo Geo best games that were released fighting games, and it was very expensive. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it today, I say, you know what? Back then, all game costs was very expensive. I had to settle for a Super Nintendo because that's the only thing that came close to a Neo Geo was a Super Nintendo. And I look at it today, man. Sony selling the PS5 games for $70. I feel like I'm spoiled, really, to pay $75 for how their games look in gigabytes. I prefer the gigabytes. I prefer the gigabytes over the megabytes, man. I'm here to say, because megabytes ain't that much versus the gigabytes that we have today in 2021. That you able to play the most beautiful games. Even when you look on, when you play PS4 games, it looked phenomenal. It looked very beautiful. And especially when I played Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on my PS4, the games look amazing, look mind blowing. So I can't imagine it how it would look on the PS5. So I just had to do this short video You know, because the thing is, I'm getting my money worth. I'm not turning around and you really getting beyond your money worth. I think these kids just spoil and then always want these cheap games like that all the time. But man, I'm here to tell you, man, dude, in the 90s, boy, you do not understand the thirst that was back then when we was out there chasing video games. Cause back then, man, you had to be a rich kid to get a Neo Geo. The system was almost $700. Then you had the games that go up to $200 something or more. That's how expensive that system was. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, you got the system, but at the same time, you got to get the games too. And today, I have it on the Pandora's box now. Even though they in 720, playing at 720, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful reminder. The treasure that you know have in your hands today that you could have had back then, how it will look today in HD. But at the same time, people still crying over PlayStation 5 that they charging $70 for a game on Blu-ray that you're gonna, really enjoy the beauty and the detail of the game. And plus, it's a gigabyte, not a megabyte. So I had to put that in. I had to do this video, man, where you put a like or don't like, or you don't watch the video at all. I just, did this video because I love, I just doing it for fun reasons, not for revenue, and stuff like that, because I still work and I love working. Thank you. But thank you all for watching. Tune in. My name is Todd Smith. You all have a wonderful day. God bless. Peace.